Okay, so apparently Buzzly.Art went to shit. One of the owners got outed for dating a 16-year-old when they were 21/22. And the other one is an NFT shill. There's been a nonsense batshit poll, which is in extremely bad faith. Look at this shit. Majority should dictate what is in the community's best interest. And there's several questions involving obvious questions involving morality. The site minority stops being minority when the vote count is more than 5%, the vote count is more than 10%, the vote count is more than 25%, goes on. If minority of users feel unhappy and Buzzly for something that the majority of the community is enjoying, the minority should look for another site that aligns with their state of mind. Buzzly should try to do something about it to prevent the minority of the users from feeling unhappy, even if it means affecting the joy of the majority. Giving special positive treatment to the minority is fair or unfair? There's tons of these fucking questions. Allowing sexual up for some species, humanoids, anthropos, etc., and disallowing others, Pokemon, mythical creatures, etc., seems arbitrary or necessary. If a random user has a different opinion than me for a sensitive topic, we can still be friends, or we are never going to get along. Jesus fucking Christ. Now here's a big fucking one. A user uses a symbol in a submission or talk about person that is associated with non-rata organisation, e.g. a swastika or the KKK. Ku Klux Klan. Jesus fucking Christ. The answers are, it's fine as long as the user is not actively promoting to join, support their ideologies, or talking positively about that particular organisation. Or the mere use of the symbol or talk about the person is considered as promoting the organisation, and submissions where these symbols must be removed. There's so many of these shitty questions. A large majority of these poll questions are manipulative and worded in a way that one answer seems correct. Typically, the answer that the majority don't agree with. Others are trying to tackle incredibly deep issues with a simple yes or no, which isn't how this sort of thing works. Buzzly has also gotten into trouble in the recent past for allowing incest, rape, and other dangerous content, considering implementing NFTs. A previous site owner defending NFTs and crypto, a lack of moderation with Nazism and other dangerous content. See, there's a fucking pipeline with fucking PewDiePie and whatever leading into the alt-right, aka Nazis. The mods have also been rather unprofessional. There's been a lack of communication between both the mods and the developers, increasing amounts of censorship, slow moding in Discord, telling users not to voice issues publicly, eventual deletion of Discord, aka the only place where members were able to discuss issues and get definitive answers. Both the mods and the site owner have shown increasing allowance of dangerous and harmful content on the site, and despite the mass majority requesting this content not be allowed on the site, they have argued in favour of it being allowed. Jesus fucking Christ. Back to the toy house. Turns out you can't leave, you're here forever. You can't deactivate your fucking account. There's just text there, not a selectable option. The admins also didn't really want this, apparently. Insert witty title here. First and foremost, let me be frank, the poll that had been put up is not the one agreed by staff. Typically, the staff aren't a monolith. They didn't agree with the state of the poll that was uploaded, and Spark is personally distraught that it was published as it was in the first place. Don't finish the poll if you're on the site, and make your feelings known through comments wherever you feel necessary. Staff have been shown the poll that was being put up, and they weren't against the poll existing, but they were completely against the poll that the developers had shown us. Or rather them. We tore it apart and crafted a better one that was far, far less of a problem for them to use. They had said they would consider using it, and after that nothing else. We had assumed up to the final day of it being published they would use our version of the poll. They did not show us a final draft on request, but on good faith we chose to assume they were acting in good faith. We were all shocked to see the poll put up was almost one-to-one with the first version of the poll. None of what we worked on was used, and we noticed it immediately. Since it had been published, me and practically everyone else on staff have been trying to convince them to change course, but none of what we say is enough for them. They have a mentality that their course is the best course, regardless of how bad things are. They assume those being vocal are the minority, when I and the rest of the staff know that this isn't the truth. The vocal are the majority. The entire community is in upheaval because you refuse to listen. And apparently Spark got demoted at some point, or at least they felt their tenure as staff might be limited past today, which was on the 15th of March 2022 at 3:28 p.m. Jesus fuck. So they weren't allowed to speak up because they cared about Buzzly and they cared about the community. You have to go through paper to cancel a sub currently. Through the site is a manual unsubscription via email. One of the two devs that caused this shitstorm is going back and forth between I don't know a mocking situation on Twitter. This is JCH Stark. And obviously you can see that they were interested in crypto since 2013. And one of them is also an art thief. CH Stark, the guy who doubled down on defending Poll and probably authored it, is an art thief. All of his photographs are stolen from multiple Reddit users, which coincidentally are all on Earth porn. There's a few other sources he stole from, and they were super fucking easy to find via reverse search. So basically, one of the devs thinks they're above the rules because they're a dev. Not good. Chris was also supposedly demoted, but that was later found out to be false. Wait, hang on. Is it still running? Yeah. Skate Stark is still in staff, and people thought they left after the crypto fiasco. This is a screenshot of the Discord. CH Stark said at 5:10 p.m. Not sure what date because it just says today. Honestly, I believe your statements are misleading. NFT is built on top of crypto. The fact that NFTs are being used to steal from artists is bad, but there is no reason to believe the use of crypto is bad itself. Golly gee, it's almost like the fucking crypto shit has exacerbated the fucking graphics card problem. Jesus fucking Christ. Cryptocurrencies are like wheels. Planes use wheels and they are one of the worst transportation modes for the environment. That doesn't mean the wheels itself are bad. Not all cryptos use proof of work as a consensus mechanism. Proof of work is bad for the environment. No shit, Sherlock. There are a ton of technologies that are being used to cryptocurrencies that don't use proof of work. There's proof of stake, for instance, that's way cheaper to process. Cryptos are here to stay, whether you like it or not, whether you understand them or not. As a person who has been investigating and investing in cryptocurrencies for more than 8 years, I can tell you they are good in concept for the humankind. Please read more about cryptos and learn about the difference between consensus mechanisms. Jesus fucking Christ. Staff is now being removed by rogue devs. Twitter link. I hate Twitter so fucking much. Wait for this to load. Spark has been removed from staff chats. Still site stuff on Buzzly, but who knows how long that will be for. This is on the 15th of March. Same dude has called anyone outraged unhealthy. I'm doing great. In fact, I am having a lot of fun replying to them. Thanks for your concern. I hope the site passes for this cleanse and makes a better site for you and all the healthy users in the future. This is by CH Stark, who is a developer. Seriously. Certain beans have been fucking spilled. There's a lot of screenshots here. Alright. Any lane's blog entry. Hi guys, so basically my account was accidentally deleted by one of the devs, lol. We got it sorted out, but I don't know if my account is just broken now or what we'll see. After talking to some devs, I have unfortunately confirmed the worst. My account's contents have been completely wiped from existence and cannot be brought back. I have to start from square one. It sucks, but there's not much that can be done. I wasn't accidentally banned or suspended, I was accidentally deleted. Completely wiped clean off the site. I'm glad the devs managed to bring me back so quickly, but I'm still incredibly bummed about it. I've lost all my followers, all my submissions, all my stamps, my profile coding, everything. Paid for the loss of my laptop and the files on there. Any custom stamps I made are gone too, and I'm not really up to remaking them. Sorry. This account may go dormant for a while since I don't really have new art to share. I don't know, maybe I'll re-upload a few things tomorrow. I just hope this doesn't happen to anyone else. Maybe it wasn't an accident. Boy howdy. As you know, I lost every single post and upload I ever made recently because my account was accidentally deleted. And as you know, I was the one who first suggested the removal of incest and launched a giant fight to change things on this site. All that was in those blogs and posts. What if it wasn't an accident? Toeeter69. Where's Poke? I'm done talking to Chris. They said, I thought right now is what mattered. Toeeter69 said, Chris, I have done nothing but defend you and speak highly of you. Outside the few moments you've ever done something disappointing like the other server with the crypto stuff. Despite that, I still praise and defend you, and instead you are ignoring every ounce of my feedback because you don't want to spend 2 minutes understanding. Maybe you're wrong. Have you considered that at all, Chris? Have you considered that you're just flat out wrong about all of this? Christopher says, of course. VFA commented on Chris CH Stark's profile, saying, hope you get fired. CH Stark responded with, that's the point, I can't be fired. VFA responded, so your cunty man charged with superiority issues. Gotcha. Jesus Christ. Zaten asked CH staff to leave the site, and CH Stark replied with no. Guru said, can we literally hear your reason on why you were moved from the staff page for a certain time period and now you're back up there? What happened? / what's your side of the story, please? There's a lot of accusations going on about you. CH Stark said, I didn't want it to be in the eye of the community. Now I do. Personal preference. Bedtime said, so what kind of dirt do you have on your fellow devs to keep them from speaking against you? The community would love to know. CH Stark said, There is no dirt, is a healthy friendship coming from years of working together. We think alike. C.H. Stark said in his comment, no problem when the length is when is a constructive and mature comment. I find hard to believe that poll was literally to hear from what people think count as people feeling ignored. The main purpose of the poll is to show the community itself, the consensus of the community itself, and use those polls to back our policies and show to the community why our policies are the way they are. The question of non-grata organisations is to show the whole community where the community stands and to use that to take decisions on moderation. A lot of people pointed out that the questions were black and white, and it was a purpose. Most of them polarised the way and the way the majority thinks. Mainly, we want to have precedents for policies of moderation with the lowest context and grey answers possible. It's harder to moderate when the majority replies to a poll, I'm unsure. Weird ass motherfucker. Aruba said, do you know if deleted art or edited art is not 100% deleted? I know that's an issue with a lot of medias. I'm worried if I delete my art, devs will still have access to it. If some kind of issue with NFT stuff does happen. Nim, who is on the staff team, said, deleted submissions are stored for a period of time. The exact period I'm not sure. I was kicked out of the staff Discord, so I no longer have access to staff documents where this information would have been listed. I want to say it's probably 30 days, if a lot less. However, the fear that people's work will be used for NFTs, I feel, is just people getting nervous because C.H. Stark's interest in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. I won't defend that nonsense, but I can say it's a bit different than just straight up NFTs, even if it's still just as annoying and harmful. I don't believe that I've ever actually used people's work for NFTs, especially on such a mass scale, because they'd probably be looking at a class action from something like that. C.H. Starks responded with this, you're right, we will never use people's art. It's easier and cheaper to use artificial intelligence to generate images. Some Twitter users said in a tweet, ew, what the fuck? Whoever made this Buzzly poll needs to be, kicked off the dev team. These questions are so biased and passive-aggressive. Not to mention that are incredibly vague and have zero context. C.H. Stark responded with, I believe one of the owners made the questions himself. And the same Twitter user responded with, yeah, I heard it was mostly Pokemon. Or rather, these two are censored. I'm not sure if they're the same Twitter user. Buzzly should be absolutely ashamed of this. I stopped midway through because the manipulation was so bad, and I felt I couldn't answer truthfully. These questions are clearly meant to garner a result to justify some sort of agenda that the staff won't disclose. Stark responded with, almost an Illuminati agenda. Seriously? And no shit with him being fucking ableist. The point here is we are aware that people with anxiety disorder can have normal life in a lot of environments, but I feel that people is not suited to this kind of job. Today is a poll, tomorrow is a submission, tomorrow is something someone said, tomorrow her pet died, and it is an infinite series of events that is going to keep that person by the edge. Take the case of disaster. Please complete the poll and take a look at the results in order to continue the discussion if you want to. I need you to see that not all the community thinks the way you think they do. They asked Chris in Discord, do you not want me here? Am I not suited for this? Chris Abel is 1B. Spark said, I have done the poll and looked at the results. Majority is still not happy. Also, going by the numbers, 1,629 have started the poll. Only 721 got to the last question, which means 908 users did not finish the poll. Christopher responds to they, saying that some people is not suited for a job and saying I don't want you here is different. Toey269 responded with, Chris, you're an able-bodied cis man telling me, an autistic queer person, you think I don't have space in a job like this, but I think your father's wrong. I actually truly believe there is no room for this line of work in this line of work for someone unwilling to put their own ego aside and understand they're wrong without insulting their entire staff team while doing so. But go ahead and tell me about how you, a cis man, have the short end of the stick here. Chris accounts list CH Dark, Sentiment, Bitcoin, Pokemon, password. Chris block 1. Deimos isn't able to access Chris's fucking profile. Chris block 2. Buzzly staff members at your service. This is a short video. It just loads forever. Or rather, you are unable to view this profile. This basically shows that CH Stark is blocked. Ghosty. Weird shit. Chris Concern 1. Nim asks Red Arcanine in a private message, "Hey Red, I felt this was best suited for your DMs. I think as harsh as this is, maybe Stark shouldn't publicly appear as staff. I know it's not fun, but this is twice now. I know he's an exceptional help to you, but maybe it's better that he remains that. Your friend that helps you with the site. This and then the crypto thing, I just think keeping him labelled as staff is going to look very wrong and oppositional to what we just said in the PR post. I'm sure this is not what you want to hear, and I apologise if it is all out of line, but it's very concerning." Red Arcanine responded with, "I completely understand him. I'm talking to him. The problem is he does not see a lot of the things going on and minimises the issues or impact of his words." Nim responded with, on the 7th of February 2022, "I absolutely understand it's hard. I think there's, and I hope this isn't rude to say, but the way he approaches things is that of the mindset of a full-grown adult. I don't think that's wrong, but rather that given our user base, it makes things hard. A lot of our user base, or at least the vocal ones, are considered Generation Z or millennials. They bite first, then ask questions after biting. Maybe he could approach it that he's not in trouble for what he's doing, but that Buzzly wants to grow into a larger project. In order to do so, there needs to be a certain public image we all maintain. His opinions and feelings will always be his own, but in order to be a public member of the staff, he needs to understand that he has to put that aside. Through all of this and so many times I wanted to stand up and go, well, I don't support this. But that would be harmful. We're a team, we work as a unit, and when we falter as a unit, so does Buzzly's image. Maybe make it less of a Stark, this is your behaviour kind of issue, and maybe approach more like, we want to try and do better PR and damage control to follow a specific image for Buzzly, if that makes sense. I'd even be willing to step up as PR management for you all, if that helps. I think we're all dead in the water right now emotionally, so I don't fault him for it. I'm sure it hurt him just to see this just as much as it hurt us. I truly hope you're all okay. This has been so painfully stressful. I was at the brunt of misinformation and dogpiling yesterday too, so I can't even imagine how you felt the second people tried calling attention to your work. You are team, and we're all doing the best we can with what we have. And at the end of the day, that's all we can do. Red Arcanine responded with, "I'll reply to this soon, Nim. Just breathe and collect yourself. Take time off." Heart emoji. Spark said in Discord message, "Fuck's sake. Love having a fucking stutter. Really makes my fucking day." Spark said in Discord message, "It's not even the fact there's no neutral option. It's the fact that a lot of these questions are poorly worded and crafted scenarios that people see as ridiculous and things they do not want to answer. Not only that, but tearing Buzzly's reputation up for information is something I really do not agree with. I'm fine with people disliking the poll and disliking us because I don't agree with the idea of the poll, but not because of what is presented as our positions by the poll. People are thinking we're about to roll back the ban and just let extremist content through like nothing. That's not a stance we want Buzzly to appear to be taking, regardless of the information you are trying to seek. And in the follow-up message, I will state us off the site. I ask you guys to listen to us more and give us more consideration in our stances, especially now that censored is gone and there is no middle layer, so to speak. I feel incredibly maligned by this poll in its current state. I am getting questioned by my own friends on the state of this poll, and they are telling me their personal discomfort with it. The best course of action, as I see it, is as Nim says, take down the poll, apologise, make it known we are not trying to be hostile with our users, and do whatever it takes to work it all back. Censored said, why should we apologise for exactly for wanting to be aware of the community sentiment? Spark says, right now the community sentiment is that we hate them. That is what the poll is sounding off to the community. Censored says, no fraction of the community is giving you that impression, but I feel it's not like that. Read the answers to the last questions. Spark says, new question is not going to help the situation. I do not mean to sound angry or anything, but adding more questions is not going to help. What people want right now is a poll with better wording after overall. Censored says, we are going to add as many questions as necessary. We need to get the sentiment of the community today and in the long run. If someone has a suggestion for a specific question and it's about grammar or to fix a typo, be my guest. Spark says, I don't think you guys are getting this. This poll is setting an image about us, the people who run Buzzly. This poll is making us seem like we hate our users, and that is going to sink Buzzly if it comes off without any change. I will ask you again, once again, respectfully, take down the poll and apologise to the users for the state that the poll was given in. This is coming from my experience in PR and other situations like this. Buzzly will not survive this kind of bad PR. Spencer says we are not going to do this. Spark says our reputations as people will not. Spencer says a version of Buzzly is going to. If you have a specific suggestion about a specific question, be my guest, I can change it right away. Spark says, obviously there's some sort of censored link here. Replace them all with these then if you do not want to take down the poll. Spencer says, replace all the questions is not very different from taking down the poll. Sugarcoating phrases, situation, topic is not the intention of the poll. Chris is on the staff member list. Tobyto69 says, which of you two is in the panel deleting posts and comments of people not noticing them for them? That's an abuse of power, and if it's dark red, why are you just sitting there for this? Red, please, what is going on? Talk to us. Please talk to us. Christopher says, I am deleting accounts of people requesting it. Submissions, comments, etc. go away as a consequence of this. Toita says, that's not true. A user Asmodeus has had their post removed several times and still have an account, and it's not any of us. They were not cited for this. As well as several people reposting their anger about the poll, saying their posts were weirdly deleted. Discord staff chat. Spirit says, rephrasing slightly, is there anything off limits in regards to our policies? An example being minor NF, not safe for work content, / child porn, feral NF, feral not safe for work content. Are these subjects being included in polls / are users allowed to vote to allow / disallow these subjects as per our policies? Add on, are the NFTs remaining a big no / off limits? Red Arcanine says NFTs are an absolute no, not now or ever, since we already made a promise that we must keep in regards to cryptocurrencies. Catface. As for off-limits stuff, basically anything that is illegal is off the chart. CP is illegal whether or not it's real or fiction in the USA, so it's a huge no. I'll share the poll with you so you all can see it for any doubts you'll have. Spirit says, gotcha, cheers. Zanis says, so a question about NFTs. I know that we as Buzzly do not plan to support or dabble in crypto, but what if members upload images that they sell on board that are NFTs? I'm assuming that will be allowed, but they may get some on-site tax from those who are extremely against it. Will we have rules regarding that? Toita says that they're super curious to see those poll questions. Zanners says, I do foresee some, if not most of these questions, gain negative attention on the site, so let's hope it's not going to go down the same way as last time. I guess just be prepared for some feedback in blogs, polls, and emails. Toita69 says, going through now, but a genuine question with poll question 9. Those are kind of a bit starkly different, no? Staff posting something on site against the upload policy or terms of service, I'd assume is a no-no to begin with. Maybe just make it opinion. Xander says, I had the same question with this one too. I'm just going to call this person Mag. Mag says, they will. The way things are worded, we are opening a leeway for people being awful, from both sides, mind you. Sadly, I don't think me and my backway ass English could write it different. 6, for example, context is incredibly important in here. Red Arcanine says, yes, I believe Chris wrote that one. Gonna bring it up to him. We still got to do some edits to these. Staff should always align to site policies. Mag says, there'd be a huge difference between someone drawing mafia murder scene comics and pieces that twist reality of sad events, present them in an alluring way. I believe expanding up on this question would be a fix to that. Something along the lines of making sure context can be clearly read. I might sound like I detach myself from reality like a badly glued bulge shoes in an alley, but a lot of those questions don't adhere to reality in such a cut and dry manner. Context and intentions matter too, and many situations are dependent on how a creator presented their piece. Assuming this is Mag, of course I'd just say about wording. I can personally say a lot of the uproar might come from people taking this as a personal attack, which I cannot say I do not understand. There's a lot of individuals that do use situations like this pinch, poke fun or do other mean things. Been there myself and still am. The motherfuckers need a hobby, but it's their personal issue which should not be taken as a site's issue. Red Arc 9 responds with, let me know your doubts and questions on, and I'll get to them in a few. Spirit says, additional, question 11, I think you should state that this does not include content rated incorrectly. Some users may believe you're referring to unmarked/incorrect rated content. Poll question 18, I think this question should be reworded to simpler terms. In the current state, it may go along the lines of making the user uncomfortable. I think all questions should be stated as factually/point blank as possible. Poll question 33, I think option C should be retitled, I feel indifferent. As said above vaguely, I do believe all polls should be stated as point blank as possible. Remove the possibility of casual language, as it helps users feel the importance/seriousness of such a question. Poll question 21. I feel this poll can make some users feel personally attacked themselves. Could probably do with a reword. Add-ons that could be useful part 2. I think the policy-related questions and general mentality questions should be separated so that users will get a general sense of what will have a real effect on our policies/terms/rules. I won't disregard all of the questions as being a personality quiz. I think you should focus primarily on making sure users' worries are negated as much as possible. Mag says, so far I'm sorry I can't give a more coherent answer on what I see. Once again, I be disintegrating after work and sound dumber than I do on usual. Fuck the health department, man. Sparks says, it's especially important since English is a fickle beast of language and sometimes even simple mistakes can cause such massive headaches. Curse you English language. Mag responds to Spirit. Also seconding this, I see no scenario where such a question would be needed, and with all the gunk and stink going around, this is a very bad idea. Tomita69 says, I'm going to bounce off Spirit's idea and write a big collective message about any poll questions I have comments or concerns on. 13. Poll question 13. Fictional consent to post a drawing. Would be good to reword to ask whether fictional characters need to give consent in being drawn pornographically. I assume that's what this question is attempting to handle. 22. Poll question 22 and 23. Questions on racism. I believe these are redundant to what we are trying to achieve. I think racism is pretty obvious most of the time, even in covert racism instances. In some instance, describing features of race is racist if the person is saying things that race is caricatures. I feel, especially PR-wise, we do not want to be asking questions about how users feel about racism what they feel isn't racist enough. Racism is a big topic and a heavy one, and a question like that will only serve to ruffle feathers. Additional comments. Plus one, I think, at the beginning of the poll. I think at the beginning of the poll, it should be prefaced with a general message explaining we want to shift to community-led policies. This should include, like Spirit mentioned, letting people know what won't be changing. So, example, any rules we are hard no pass on. Let people know those are staying around. 2. Chop up the questions into sections. I think the sections should be split up so that they are in readable order. So, for example, any questions having to do with personal opinion should be grouped together. Any questions having to do with moral fiction, and so on and so forth. Spirit says, sticking both of mine here as well. I don't think I have anything else to add, but I will edit part 2 if I need to. Spark says, I'll add some suggestions later when I'm on the proper PC. Mag says, and I'll do the same if I wake up and there still will be things to add, which I doubt. Your messages were full and covering the topic at hand. Red Arcanine says, great that we're discussing these things. I'll bring these up to Chris so he can take a look too. Part of why I wanted to take a bit before issuing out these polls, I want to make sure they're ready to go. Toita says, can't rush perfection. Mag says, the most important thing so far, in my opinion, would be expanding questions to be sure the messaging is conveyed appropriately, with small leeway for twisting what the meaning was. I can put some bullets in, not exactly tomorrow, but today. I need those 5 hours of sleep. Xana says, I'm going to get some thoughts out here too and try to get them in soon. I have a crazy busy week though, as a heads up. Max says, we can tackle the issue without sounding in a way that makes people go, they are XYZ. Jesus fucking Christ. All the screenshots are in there, basically. Jesus fucking Christ, that's a lot of shit. And there's something from a former staff member. My experience as a Buzzly staff member, well, I can't say I didn't try to not have to come to this point. Art for all on site is a high day. I'm pretty sure it's high day. Because of a community moral compass poll that was posted. Pokemon has been removed from the staff list, which is interesting. Nim's account was deleted for sharing the Google Doc. My account on site was deleted, so my Twitter is the only place people can access my document posts. So I guess I'm private for now, but the sentiment remains. Crypto Bro has been deleted. They've been deleting yes votes from their polls. A lot of people think this is just blown out of proportion, so here's a picture of the sole owner and operator of Buzzly finally admitting he's deleting accounts just for voting on the polls he puts out. This person's username is censored, so is their avatar. The way you're deleting people's accounts because they voted on this, you all are hilarious. Stark responds with, I know, right, smiley face. DigitalOcean, Buzzly Cloud host, whatever, has been contacted about this as well. Jesus fucking Christ. And apparently the fucking head developer was a paedophile. Jesus fuck. That's about it.